Hello everybody, I'm back. I'm going to try to have a chat with you all. I don't know how long I'm going to be, and try to get my camera right here. It is a gorgeous day. I went over to HB Studios, had my run this morning, and it was a nice little run. I went into Lunenburg today. I had some Burger King, and that was delicious. And I also picked up some of these about climate change, the changed world. Anybody wants one, let me know and I'll give it to you. I'll send you the website and let you know what it's all about. And I, for one, believe in climate change. And not because people are telling me that, because I can see it. I can see it in the extreme heat in the summer. The summer that gone by was just horrible. It was the worst summer that I can ever remember. I don't ever remember a summer like that. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Bill. Hope all of you are having a good day. And I haven't did one of these in a while. I do better with like being interviewed than I do with speeches, but practice makes perfect. The more you do, the better you get at it. But hopefully you get better at it. But I think we got to get serious about this climate change. Richard Sorowski, a counselor in Halifax, he took a motion to council, and HRM has declared a climate emergency in Halifax and HRM. So I think that's a good step, and I think the town of Bridgewater should do it. I think the municipality do it. Actually, I think the province should just declare a climate emergency, because that's what it is. Things are different. I'll tell you, I haven't seen so many deaths since 2019 rolled in. I'm scared to see the year go ahead. Young people, it doesn't matter how old they are. I believe it has a lot to do with our food and our climate, the air we breathe, and everything is so different now, and nobody seems to care like they used to years ago. I'm sorry, I'm totally in with this bandwagon. We really got to get after government, all levels, to do something about climate change, because it is not going to change. The summers are really, really hot. They're brutal. We haven't had any snow, people, this year. No snow at all, hardly at all. This isn't normal. This is not normal. We need to get after Stephen McNeil to declare a climate emergency. This guy isn't doing anything as premier for this province. He hasn't done anything for my petition on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve. Closing stores at 4. And by the way, that's a climate issue. You got stores on with lights burning fossil fuels every day of the week, and now they want to open on Christmas Eve longer. It's like we don't care about families. We don't care about our planet anymore. They're talking about banning plastic bags, by the way, in Bridgewater, I've heard. And if that happens, that'll be a good thing. I'm not against plastic bags being banned, but why turn around and say it's okay for plastic bags to be banned and okay for stores to have their lights on around the clock? I just don't get it. It's not right. It's all over the world, Tony. I believe you can. There is green grass, Christmas, snow at Easter. Yeah. I don't know. We used to have a lot of snow in the wintertime. A lot. And it's not no more. It's depressing. I know a lot of you guys out there don't like snow, but what's going to happen when it's dry, and we got to worry about forests catching on fire and things like that. It's going to be really scary. There's all woods around me, all out through here, and a lot of people live near the woods, so. And a lot of wells are going dry like never ever before. I know one of the big pine trees snapped one year with the strong winds, and I'd never seen anything so strong. And so but when we get a storm, you got to worry about the power going off. And this is no good. People got to get involved. They should be doing things like me. There's nothing wrong with going on talking to people. Not everyone's going to agree with you, but gee, how can you not see that our climate has changed? Someone said to me, well, it cycles. Well, how do we know? We never lived all our lives on this planet. All I can see is things have changed. I don't need Richard Sorowski to tell me that. I don't need Elizabeth May to tell me that. Gary Jollymore is fighting it with this. I mean, I'm not the only one that sees it. This is serious. People are dying young. I lost a co-worker here this year. It really saddened me. She didn't have an easy life, but everybody loved her. And I can tell you, everybody loved that lady. And it's just hard to believe that she's gone. I went to 2 funerals in one day, to hers and to someone else's in the afternoon. So, it's rough. It's really rough. And it's really rough to see that we don't eat good. I try to run, but I don't see a lot of people exercising like they could, drinking lots of water. We can make this a good community, a good province, health-wise, and get after our governments to do something. We should be able to have solar, by the way, solar, wind, electric car. How can we fight climate change if we don't have the money to get solar, if we don't have the money to get an electric car or wind? We need these things. And this is why $15 an hour is important. And actually, they had a test out, a survey, that it should be $19 an hour for people to get their heads above water. $19. And I can tell you, there are a lot of managers don't get that. Why my beef is, why are people still having babies? It's scary which this change. Yeah, there are people having babies and bring them into the world, and the jobs just aren't there. I know there's a new gals is moving up on the hill, and I seen them talking on their Facebook page, and mostly just part-time minimum wage jobs. I mean, people can't live off of that. Sure, I mean, a job's a job, but we need jobs. We need money put in people's pockets to keep the province going, and no doctors, no nurses. I tell you, things are bad, and people got to start speaking up, because it's not going to change. And the environment worries me. Store hours is nothing if you got no planet. Your church is nothing if you got no planet. There's nothing any good if your planet is gone. Fresh water and food is going to be rare. Yeah, I do. I agree with that. Because if we don't get our act on this climate change business, little by little, it's going to be gone. Disease is going to get worse. Sickness is going to get worse. These flus and colds and going around are wicked. Has any of you out there had the flu yet this year? I've been lucky. But It's not easy. It's really not easy. I wish this Facebook Live would do something for these big computers. If you want to, I think there's an app you get for that you can have another person on with you. Wouldn't that be cool? But I think there's another program you need. But I do have these brochures, and if anybody's interested in one, you can private message me and I can let you know how you can get them. It's a preparedness project, a plan for post-climate change world. And it has changed. It's scary. Yeah, Nancy, I don't blame you for leaving the country during flu season. Wow, I'll tell you. This situation with doctors and everything is linked together. This is what people got to really understand. Everything is linked together. Your wages are linked with your health. Time off is linked with your health. All these things are important. You don't see Fight for 15 talking about solar or anything like that, but people are living in energy poverty. We are held by ransom, you might as well say, by Nova Scotia Power and these oil companies. They got us where they want us. We can't, there's no alternative. The wages aren't going up. And I'll let you on a secret. I won't give any company's name, but a good majority of managers, not saying all companies, but a good majority of them, aren't even making too much over 15. So they're not going to want somebody on minimum wage to jump up to 15. So I'll tell you, the big guys, the CEOs, they got it all figured out, because the managers will fight the little guys. They'll say, oh no, there's no way you should make as much as me. But in reality, that study that was out, I'll post it on the video later on the comment section or edit or something, but it said it should be at least $19 an hour for people to keep their heads above water. So, you know, that takes in a lot of people, $19. And I don't know if any of you seen the video on energy poverty in Bridgewater, how people are living, and it's not good. So, you know, climate change affects you with your energy you use. It affects you with your health. It's everything. And I can't believe, as a province, that there's not more fuss about it. People should pick up the phone, call Mr. Rakow, call Sheldon McLeod, call these guys, and demand our politicians do something. We should have a climate emergency. Provincial. It shouldn't be city by city. It should be the whole province. We should be together on this, and we should go after the Trudeau government. It should be a country emergency. And Donald Trump, this guy, we got to wake him up somehow. We got to wake Donald Trump up, because it is a climate emergency. There's no snow out there. This is winter. And if we get wildfires, I just can't imagine what's going to happen around here. It's just sad. Oh, thank you, Nancy. I need some encouragement. I feel like I'm all alone. I really do. I mean, this is what example, and I can't believe it, but we were in Walmart, Bears Lake, and this was 2016. I walked in, I looked at the sign and said, open, Christmas Eve to 8 o'clock. I could just feel like a knife went through me. I was so sad and upset, and I looked, I said, I can't believe it. And I looked at Jane, my better half, and I said, Look at that. She said, well, Tony, she said, you're going to have to fight it. I said, what are you talking about? She said, there's nobody's going to do that. You got to be the one to do it. And I thought, what? And I hated to admit it, but there's nobody that's jumped up to the plate. I felt so sad that night. But it's not just with what I was doing with Christmas Eve. If any of you follow the Fight for 15, or if any of you see people fighting climate change or anything, it's only a small group of people. It's like, I don't care what's going on. I'm telling you, people, you got to start caring what's going on, because our climate's getting worse. We are in a climate emergency, and I don't care what anybody tells me. That last summer was the worst summer I had suffered, and a lot of people. It was brutal. It was brutal. It only takes one person to make a change, and Tony, you're on the verge of getting it done. Oh, Megan, thank you, but I need people. I need people to talk. You know what? I told somebody the other day, I said, I'm not perfect, and I know I'm not. I want to make a difference while I'm here on this planet. We don't know how long we're going to be here. I lost a lot of good friends over the past few months, and it's sad. And I know a lot of you out there lost people, because as soon as I turn on Facebook, I see this one's passed, or this one's dying, or this one's sick. Climate change affects all these things. I don't care what anyone says. It's affecting our health. And there's a lot of deaths here lately. It's the processed foods we're eating. And I'm not good at that. I'm eating junk. But you know what? If a lot of us aren't making the money, we can't eat, right? And we're not taught it. You don't see anyone really promoting good health like they should be. It's easy to go out and buy a chocolate bar, sit and eat it, isn't it? You know, we can't have chocolate bars here because we'll eat the whole thing. If I buy a bag of chips, I don't know, I'm going to leave that 2 or 3 days. It's like Mama told me, in moderation. But you know, a lot of us can't do this moderation thing. I don't know how about you, but I can't do it. And this climate change is serious, and we've got to get it done. I hope there's a Green Party member running. I was talking to someone over the track, and this lady said she would vote Green, and I'll never vote PC or Liberal. Never. With the NDP, I would have to strongly think about it. They'd have to really start doing something. I want to see them start doing something about these store hours. Did you people ever hear this? If a store isn't busy, they'll close down. Do you know what? That's the biggest myth, the biggest lie ever told anybody. Because they're open with nobody in them. A good many nights, you can throw a bowling ball down the aisles. There's nobody in them. These lights are on these stores. And guess what? Do you know how they make up for it? They jack the prices up. That's my opinion. They're jacking the prices up. It's called greed. All these companies try to stay ahead of one another. And you know what? If we're going to declare a climate crisis, then you damn well declare it for everything. You don't say, I'm going to get rid of plastic bags, and pretend that these stores have lights on. Oh, that's okay. There's nobody in your store. Don't worry about it. We'll just run her with no one in the store. We'll just burn them fossil fuels. We'll just screw our planet. We got to wake up. Everything's addictive. The liquor we drink, the pot people smoke. People got to think of this is why these things are open. It's addiction. Someone's making money off it. Somebody's making money off of everything. If someone wants to smoke pot, fine, you smoke it. If someone wants to drink, fine, but realize that they're only selling this stuff because they want to make money off you. They don't care about people's family life. They don't care about the planet. I care about planet Earth. I want to do something while I'm here for this planet. And if you've seen many Facebook Live videos or any videos I've done, I've spoken out against all the parties. Yes, a lot of my views are NDP, but I've spoken out against the NDP several times. The Liberals, the Tories, a little of each. When a party does something wrong, you've got to take them up on it. It's easier to grab a chocolate bar for $1 than make a sale that would cost you $10. And you're right. You're right, Megan. And that's the thing. We're not helping the health situation. They're not by not raising the wages. They're saying the cost of everything is going to go up. They got a good point, but the cost of everything goes up when the CEOs and shareholders get raises, and they keep going up. They're not capped. But when things keep going up and up and up, and the little guy doesn't get his wages, he's not eating right. He gets sick and ends up in the hospital. He can't pay his bills. And it has ripple effects. And when you don't have money in your pocket, you're not spending it in your community. And that has ripple effects. I'm not saying workers should make $30, $40 an hour, but they should make a living wage that they could spend a little, enjoy life while they're here. And by the way, here's food for thought. There's a company, I won't say who it is, they take a membership. I know you all can figure that out. $60-some, I think it is. And guess what their employees make? One of them makes $25 something an hour, and they're going up to maybe $30. I've seen it. And there are managers that don't even make it in another store. So, I mean, you think about it. People are paying to go in these stores. People are paying to go in these stores up there with a membership, and there's no complaint of what they're making. And they're spending their money in there. So why is it that all these other stores can't up their wages? If you eat good, you can exercise healthy, we'll have a healthy community. And if we can fix our climate, we'll be on top of the world. But we got to do something about it. We need more speakers. People need time off for mental. They need all this stuff. Everything's linked into everything. It's not just one simple fix. And I know there's a lot of people don't agree with me on the Sunday thing, but life hasn't improved for anybody. Nobody's making any more money. People aren't healthy. You know the old saying, if it's too good to be true, usually it isn't? Well, all these companies told you would be getting more hours. You'd be getting extra time. There are people sent home all the time. And people aren't even making $15 an hour. They're not even making $19 an hour. That was suggested in the study. I think it's sad. Megan's comment. I honestly didn't know what they made. I thought it was minimum wage. Geez, I feel bad for those going there now, but I can see why people do go there. Everyone needs to save a buck here and there, and that's the place that does it. But it takes away from the smaller companies. Yeah, it does. But I say one thing about them: they're treating their employees good. I mean, they can go home. But if you're putting money into people's pockets, they can spend it. And until that happens, until the premier gets it, we're not going to have a boom economy. You can't expect someone with, let's say, $10 extra of his paycheck to go out spend it in your community. But if someone's making 50 more, then they got 50 more to spend. You've got to have money to spend it in your community and stuff. There's so many issues, and they're all linked together. And we ain't going to change anything. The thing is, we got to start talking. I don't know if any of you ever seen or watched this, but have you seen Greta Thunberg? I think I saved her picture here to show you. Greta Thunberg. She's, can you see that? Greta Thunberg. She's 16 years old now. She goes to school, and they're all going around. Every Friday, the schools, they're striking out in the bitterly cold about climate change. I'm damn proud of her. 16 years old. We can't even get any adults around here to stand up and say anything. She's awesome. She's wonderful. I support her 100%. I hope the schools start striking around here. We need to get the attention of Steve McNeil, and we need not to let up on him. Our province should be taking a stand on climate change. Why should the municipalities have to do it? And I'm not knocking them from doing it either. Richard Sorowski, I'm behind you 100%. Everything that you're doing. He's running for the Green Party, by the way, in the next federal election. And he might get in. A lot of people like Richard Sorowski. I see his posts on Facebook. He's fighting for you guys. He's fighting for a green planet, a healthy planet. I hope he gets in. That would be cool. Richard Sorowski elected. I think it's Halifax West, but I'm not sure. As a Green Party MP. Wow. That would be just so incredible. He's so passionate about it. And I'm passionate about it too. Why are we letting this planet go to hell? Why do you want to leave a 16-year-old like Greta Thunberg with no planet that she can enjoy herself with her family? It's everything from clear cutting. It's everything from store lights to plastic bags. Everything we do, from the airplanes we go. Greta Thunberg wouldn't even take an airplane when she was doing these interviews on TV. Friday morning at 8, he's on Q104. Oh yeah, Richard Sorowski, he's excellent. I listened to him a good many years on News 95.7, and he did the Science Files, and he was the best. He's a good meteorologist too. I think he's going to be good. I hope Halifax West elects him, because I think he can really do something for us. We need somebody, but we need it on the provincial level too. We need the Green Party, the NDP. I don't see anything sensible in the Conservatives or Liberals. Steve McNeil did answer me, by the way, about my petition. He had his labor minister contact me. Oh, we're not going to do anything at this time. They're all off over Christmas Eve, people. They're all off the whole week. And it's like, gee, you swear you were committing murder, asking them to close the stores at 4 to give families time together. My God, I mean, we're so darn addicted to shopping that we can't plan ahead. I know there are people having a fit because there was this, I won't mention this smaller store open during the storm, and I said they shouldn't be open, putting people's lives at risk. We have become a planet that we don't care. And when addiction comes above everything, then your family, then your friends, and your coworkers, there's something wrong. You really got to shake your head and say, hey, do you know what? You see, any of you that are on my friends list see my posts. You say, that guy's addicted to Facebook. I am. I have my good times on here. But you know what? I can put it aside to go for my runs. I put it aside to spend time with my family. I put it aside to go see my church family. I can do all of that. And still, anything can be addictive. But when we let an addiction go that hurts somebody else, including our planet, it's wrong. We got to change things. We got to do something. I need people with me. It's like being on, I remember when I fought Sunday shopping, there was all kinds of people with you, but they were behind you, back you. They weren't with you. And let me tell you, it was no easy thing going on CTV, Global, CBC, it wasn't. And I wish I knew what I knew today that I knew back then when I was on. These guys wouldn't even have me on about Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, the petition. That's wrong. It's like saying, none of you people out there matter. You don't need to know anybody else got an opinion on that, or even if there is a petition. Because big business is running them. They're destroying everything. They're destroying our planet. Have you heard about the separation of church and state? Here's one for you. How about the separation of the corporations and the state? I'll repeat it. The separation of the corporations and the state. When I was up to Cookville to speak about Christmas Eve, Mark Fury didn't want me to talk about it. I'm not prepared, he said. I said, well, don't matter if you're prepared or not, I'm going to talk about it. And when I did bring it up, you know what he said to me? It's a corporate world. And the PC lady, I can't even remember her name at the time, Lisa Norman was there, she said it was a corporate lady. It was a corporate world. A corporate world. So what are we voting for? Corporation Party 1, Corporation Party 2, Corporation... They need to get the hell out of government. They're screwing our country up. They've ruined family life. They're into pharmaceuticals and everything. People can't live anymore. They can't eat right. They're in it that you can't get the wages. They play the divide and conquer game, and they play it right to a T. Right to a T. Here's an example. People at restaurants got to work Sundays. So should you. Did they ever say anything to people at restaurants that they could lobby the government or get it off? These companies divide and conquer all the time. They're doing it now with this $15. If you don't have everybody together and you're divided, you're not strong. And this is how the corporations have it. The churches are out of the picture, people. They're dirty, they're bad. They got a lot of people thinking that. They're not perfect, no. But guess what? The corporations are in control, and they're screwing your country up. They're ruining everything. We need to make a change. We need to get them the hell out of government. You know, and the government won't even look after a simple thing like store hours on a Christmas Eve. That's not right. Everybody else is off. I can't even get my car fixed. Mechanics aren't going to go in for me. If my car breaks down, you know what I mean? I am in trouble. I'm not reading all these comments here. Yeah, we do need to raise standards, Megan. We need to raise a lot of things, and we're letting everything go down. Everybody's letting everything go down. Sorry, that's just my phone picking up Twitter. We got to start speaking up. You can't let few people speak alone. It's not going to change things. A good majority of people, we can change things. It ain't going to be easy. You need to pressure government and keep pounding at them. And I tell you, soon election time's coming, and they're going to have to listen or go bye-bye. Oh, and Tim Houston, this guy, they think he's so great, the new conservative leader. Well, he hasn't answered me on any of his posts about Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve. I will give this to the Premier. He did answer me, not Tim Houston. No, never answered me. And even though I don't like the Premier and his response, at least he did have someone get back to me, and I'll give him that. Not Tim Houston. And the NDP, well, they listen to my concerns, but nothing's been said about it. Nobody wants to touch store hours because it's controversial. Hey, if it's hurting your climate, isn't that worth bringing up? Should we just turn our cheek? Ignore it? You can go in these stores all the time, I'm telling you. I'll take you with me and show you all the lights that are on, nobody in them, and you're paying for it. You talk about having a hard time living, paying your bills. Well, everyone's sucking it to you. Yeah, you're going to have a hospital open, but you don't have to have these stores open around the clock. You'll survive if you get that chocolate bar before 10 or 9 at night, or if it's closed on a Sunday or Saturday. I guess the people could decide, but seriously, it should be one day a week that nothing's open. And that includes restaurants. That includes people up at movie theaters. We would all survive. We would all survive. We could do it. We need to do a lot more things in this province. We need to get serious on climate change. Clear cutting. Everything. And I think this is the longest I ever been. 38 minutes I've been talking. Ooh, Jane says 38 minutes. Wow.
Is anybody else talking?
I'm getting all kinds of comments, Jane.
Well, you're not reading them.
I am reading them. But we can make a difference, everybody. We need more speakers. We need more people to write. We need more people to call in to Rick Howe. Sheldon McLeod has a show on. And I think we can make a difference. Anyway, I think I will cut this off. If anybody has a question or two, they'd like to say anything. If any of you got any questions before I go ahead. Pick a topic and work for change. Right now, it's a rant. What is good? Get it out of your system, Tony. Oh my. Nancy, I'll tell you, I have so many issues that I don't do many. Well, I did a few Facebook Lives, and it takes practice to keep your mind focused on, and you can drift in. Like I said, every issue has a link. Store hours, climate change, plastic bags, clear cutting, the minimum wage, pollution, everything ties into this. Our climate, because everything. And you hear people talking about mental health. Time off is important because that's good for that. You need that break. You can't you can't expect everybody to work as doctors and nurses do. I had one lady say to me, well, what about doctors and nurses? They got to work. And I said, listen, why don't we all get paid the same as doctors and nurses if we were the same? Well, that ended that. But that comment, and that lady was a nice lady, by the way, would have never said that to someone at the post office who was off. She would have never said that to any MLA that wasn't working. But she said that to me, a retail worker. So this is how people look at things different. And you can't get people to look things at a different way unless you're given the opportunity to talk. And the only way you got to do it is Facebook Live, YouTube Live. I call on Rick Howe, but you don't, even as a guest, I don't get 41 minutes to say how I feel. And I'm not complaining because I'm bragging Rick Howe up. He did have me on and for 10, 15 minutes, and I do appreciate it. Not like CBC, ATV, Global, and all these people. Do a video on each one. Wow. Well, Nancy, that's possible. They're all linked together, so I find it really hard to. I really could use some help with people out there doing some videos too, and I think this should be a provincial thing with all the citizens on, talking and pushing for things. Wages, climate change, sick days. I never mentioned that. How many people are sick that got to go to work? A lot of us. And people don't want you there because you could be coughing on their food or coughing at them. I mean, that's disgusting. On the other hand, that employee got bills to pay and stuff, and they have to go. There's not a sick day offered. So we do have a lot of issues in the province, and I think there are people out there going to be pushing for better labor laws, and we really need them bad. But we ain't going to have nothing if we don't have a planet. Going to have nothing unless we have a planet, and we got to look after it. I want to see people like Greta Thunberg have a future. A 16-year-old girl. Wow, if I could talk like her when I was 16, maybe I could really do something now. She is really, really good. I really suggest you Googling her. I'll try to remember to put some of her links. Watch the video, The House is on Fire. That really gets you thinking. She's really good. I don't know why that isn't on ATV, CBC, or Global. They're not even talking about it. She's been on CNN, the fake channel. Haha. And she's been in the United Nations. She's done a great job. Proud of her. Anyway, I'm going to get off here. Thank you very much for everybody that listened. I would really appreciate if you consider sharing my video. And I would also appreciate if you would think about doing one. Yeah, giving an opinion in a democratic country. Wouldn't that be horrible? give one. Try to make it. We should be leaders in Nova Scotia, not at the bottom. We should be leaders. And Richard Sorowski's doing a good job for you. So thank you, Richard. I hope you get elected in Halifax West. I'm with you on this climate change, and I'm going to keep fighting with it. Thank you, everybody. You have a great day. God bless, and I hope everybody has a healthy day and a healthy future ahead. We don't need no more deaths or anything. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.